free mind. You crazy for this. Soulful. It's like our responsibility to make us feel something. You know, to make people feel what we feeling. Hey, yo.
Reggie here, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is the Ready, Set, Go preview show, a show that we do on Sunday night to get the week started off on the right foot. And as part of that, I give you a preview of some of the content that is going to be coming out from my channel over the course of this week. And in addition to that, we typically talk about some news and current events, things that are top of mind for me and might also be top of mind for you. And there are some pretty cool things that we're going to talk about as it relates to things that are in the news. I've been doing these regular updates of news and events on the Instagram, and also as some shorts here on YouTube. Having a ton of fun putting together those short clips for you guys. Shout out to Chris Bigger, Mark Andrews, and Dave Bratton for sending over all kinds of news articles to keep me in the know, that allow me to record these little snippets of news for you guys. I am going to do my best to get through this show. I am suffering from an allergy attack, and so I may have to put you guys on mute to take care of some things here in the room. So bear with me. I've been for the last couple of weeks off and on having different allergy flare-ups, and had one in the middle of the night that has continued into the day. So I may sound a little off, but we will persevere. We will persevere nevertheless. Huge shout out to everybody that's in the live stream right now. Let me head over real quick to say hello to some folks. Liger Styles in the house. How you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Trev, the shipping guru. How you doing, brother? Matt Woods, one of the Blue Wrenches, is in the house. The OG Blue Wrench is here. Tina, it is always good to see you, my frequent collaborator and friend, Doug Bratton. It's good to see you, brother. Richard's in the house. Hey, brother, how you doing? It's good to see you. Chris Bigger. Speaking of Chris Bigger and news reporters, there are the news reporters right there. Absolutely appreciate you guys. I think I have covered some of what each of you has sent me. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you, Tina. It'll be all good. I am on Children's Benadryl, Flonase, Claritin, and some other random stuff that I shot up my nose. All kinds of stuff has been going through my system. So fingers crossed that yeah, brother. I had a meal a short while ago and I put some Gibbon spit on it, and absolutely could not taste it. For those that do not know, Gibbon spit is the name of the hot sauce that I have put in this month's Swoldier supply box. I was at a community picnic last night, and Neil, who is my neighbor who comes into the chat periodically, was frying Oreos. He was frying Oreos and stopping me from going home because, as you guys know, I'm a little antisocial. So he was preventing me from going home. But a couple of people saw the fried Oreos on the Instagram machine and asked if those were going to be at GarageCon. Probably not. Scrolling through the comments here, Gibbon spit up the nose. That would probably be ungood. Frog Brawler, how you doing, brother? Oh, it is good to see you, my friend. Chuck says all the news which is fit to print, sort of, man. All the news you can cram into a 15, 30, 60, or 90-second clip. That's basically what we're doing right now. Rob is up in the house. How you doing, brother? It is good to see you, my friend. I am scrolling through some of the comments. I am way behind. Mark says, now is the time to ask Reggie for favors. He is doped up. I'm not that doped up, brother. Oh, no, sir. I am not that doped up that I will not say no to some stuff. Adam, how you doing? He said, first time catching this live. It is also then, sir, your first time at ever seeing your name appear on the screen. Welcome to you, Blue Wrenches. Not even Blue Wrenches, community that is out there watching this right now. Let's welcome our friend Adam. Adam, where do you hail from, my friend? That's what a lot of people were saying. I was standing there, Neil's trying to get me to eat these things. People are walking up saying that it's their favorite fair food or something like that. The bag of Oreos disappeared right before my eyes during the conversation. It was going down, man. I'll be honest, I had never seen such a thing. I had never seen a fried Oreo before in my life. And then I had a conversation about fried Oreos, fried Coke, fried Twinkies. There was one other thing that was fried that we discussed. Ice cream. I think it was fried ice cream. None of those things have I had or shall I have. I'll be honest with you. My stomach will probably not be able to hold up to that. Rob is giving a shout out to his kids that turn 7 tomorrow. That's what's up. Happy birthday to all of the children. Happy birthday to the children. I'm not sure I could eat food with better than giving poop. Just saying. Scrolling down through the comments, a lot of you guys are up in here. That's what's up. All right. So we're going to talk about Warner Brothers. We're going to talk about Warner Brothers because it is a frequent topic of conversation because it is a never-ending reveal. It is like a slow bleed. Let me tell you, Warner Brothers Discovery is a fascinating situation. It seems like every single day, there are multiple news articles that find their way to my inbox from the aforementioned reporters that are out there. That's just nasty. That is just nasty. But there's an influx every single day, almost every single day, of news articles about everything, but specifically about Warner Brothers. And the question that I have is, are they too big to fail? Are they too big to fail? Do we think that they are going to be able to right the ship and get this thing headed in the right direction? That is the big question that I have for you guys. Warner Brothers, their stock, what was it the other day? The stock was like, was it $13 or something like that? I mean, that has to look attractive. I mean, it comes with $50 billion in debt. But it's still $13 a share. It's kind of hard to if you're an investor or for whatever it happens to be, if you're somebody that takes over companies and corporate raider Gordon Gekko. Greed is good, he said. So here's an article. I want to talk about it just a little bit. It's an interesting one. It is an interesting one, and it dovetails quite nicely with a lot of the things that I've been covering as an Instagram reel or here on YouTube as a short. This is an article that came out on comicbook.com. Warner Brothers Discovery financial woes may prevent DC from finding its Kevin Feige. And I will tell you, there is at least one colorful quote that is contained in this article from an insider. So last month, Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav, I think that is the correct pronunciation of his name. I finally discovered it. I think that it is Zaslav. Zaslav announced during the media company's Q2 earnings call that there was a 10-year plan for DC Films, and that a part of that plan was for the company to find its own version of Kevin Feige. And I will tell you that they have gone down this path, and it is not looking pretty. Everyone's name that has come up has either stepped to the side or been ruled out for one reason or another. And it says the search for that figure has thus far been less than a successful, with Todd Phillips reportedly not interested in negotiations. And also it's just a breakdown with Dan Lin. The Dan Lin thing, I did not know this. It actually became public because they actually met outside, because one of the people that was interested in interviewing him or chatting with him had some COVID concerns. So they actually met out in public where they were actually seen. But Dan Lin, who I guess was moving along in the process, has been ruled out because of a nonprofit production company that he has. They got so far as to talk about vision and salary, and this issue of his production company kept coming up time and time again. So he was basically ruled out. But it says a new report from The Hollywood Reporter suggests that Warner Brothers Discovery may have much larger issues preventing them from finding their Feige-like figure, specifically the company's heavy debt load as well as uncertainty about the studio's future. They are in debt to the tune of $50 billion. As a result of Warner Brothers and Discovery coming together, $50 billion in debt. They also identified $3 billion of synergy between the two, and that is why they have already laid off more than 130 employees, with more layoffs coming in the next couple of months, because they have to eliminate this $3 billion in synergy. And a lot of that is people, unfortunately. But they have also been, as you all know, canceling different creative projects as well, trying to, dig themselves out of this hole. I also covered the other day that the CFO, I do believe, said that Discovery Plus as well as HBO Max were a little too cheap. So they are also attempting to get us to some degree or another to get them out of the hole that they have created for themselves. It says, according to the report, Warner Brothers Discovery is still grappling with that heavy debt load and skeptical investors. As you would imagine, when you see your stock drop to $13, that has an effect. It says there have also been some concerns raised about Zaslav's particular leadership style, with one source even noting that Zaslav doesn't know what he doesn't know. And it says that's scary, and you're always going to be compared to Marvel. It's unfair. By the time they were being judged, Marvel, that is, it was working. It's the exact opposite for Warner. It's rough all around. Who would want that job? I told you some fantastic language there. Who would want that job? And again, these guys have basically, again, dug a very, very large hole for themselves, and it is not looking pretty at all. I think I saw an article not that long ago that said a lot of actors and talent are not interested in working with Warner Brothers as a result of them, killing off all of these various projects. And that, I guess, that does not sit well with talented people that want to have the ability to create and then to see those creations come to life. This is all reported, right? All reported stuff that the talent, actors, directors, et cetera, are choosing not to work with Warner Brothers because of the uncertainty. And it says the report also notes just how much disarray the DC properties are in at Warner Brothers Discovery, with numerous filmmakers each taking on projects and characters in a way that is far from unified, something that is the exact opposite of how the Marvel universe is working at DC. And again, this is one thing that a lot of DC people have complained about. They've complained about the comparison to Marvel. They've also said that DC should not do what Marvel is doing, which is to create this unified universe for everything to kind of fall up underneath. The challenge then, of course, is that you have multiple people playing the same role in movies and TV shows and cartoons. Nothing is connected. Everything is kind of disjointed. I don't know if that's good or bad. Right? But to the point of this article, the comparison to Warner Brothers, the comparison of Warner Brothers to Marvel is probably never going to stop. Never. So it says there are also concerns that the role of being in charge of DC films is one that might not last, as some are already expecting that a merger between Warner Brothers Discovery and NBC Universal could be on the horizon as early as April 2024. Now, what's interesting about this article that appeared on comicbook.com is that this is a little bit of a contrast to something that I covered earlier in the week. Earlier this week, it was being stated that Comcast was interested in buying Warner Brothers Discovery in 2024. Now we are hearing potentially it is NBC Universal. Part of the challenge is this speculation, is this rumor, or is there something here? Is there the possibility that Warner Brothers Discovery will be purchased by somebody, will be willingly sold, i.e. a merger, or will be taken over by somebody? Again, there are a lot of people out there with some incredibly deep pockets. And when you have a company that has a lot of the assets that Warner Brothers Discovery has, and their stock price is $13, somebody look up the current stock price, but if their stock price is $13, that could be an attractive thing, right? It gives you the ability to buy the company and then to break it up, spread some of that debt around. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with this. David Zaslav is the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, is under fire literally every single day in the media. Because of everything that is actually happening right now. And to the point of this article, it may make it really tough for someone to actually come on board, because they may not want to come on board in the midst of all of this hot mess that is Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers Discovery. So let me go real quick to the chat. Quick. And oh, there you go. Thank you, brother. It's my bad. Thank you. Because I don't always remember all of the connections between all of the companies. So thank you for that. I definitely appreciate that. I wonder why they called out Universal versus going to the higher company of Comcast, if Comcast is indeed the highest point in that. But thank you for carrying that. Hustle, don't correct me after I've already been corrected. Don't do that. No, I'm teasing. All right, let me scroll through. Let me see. Elon Musk buys DC. Isn't he still buying Twitter or nah? It's unclear. It's unclear what's going on with that. I'm scrolling through some of the comments here, seeing what you guys. Clay says he prefers Viacom. I can tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm glad you realized that was a joke, because I am truly joking. I will tell you, I don't like Comcast. I don't like Comcast at all. I could not wait to get rid of Comcast. The customer service is awful. The internet is awful. I could not wait to get away from those. You know what? Here's a big. I don't think so. I really don't think that would be awesome. I'll be honest with you. The idea of all comics, by and large, the idea of, let's just say, 60 to 70% of the comic book market being under one organization's control. No, I don't think that would be good at all. We've actually discussed this in a previous show. And some people push back and try to say that 60 to 70% was not a monopoly, but the reality is that a monopoly is not defined as the percent of the market that someone owns. It's actually multiple factors, right? It is their ability to actually influence and to change the direction of the market, in addition to market share. And I would say again that if somebody owns 60 to 70% of a given market, I would define that honestly as a monopoly, and I really do not think that would be a good thing. You have to imagine there will be some massive, first of all, massive layoffs of a lot of people, right? That organization would be probably broken up and sold off in parts. Yeah, it would be tough. Scrolling through Liger Styles going on board. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. I think what you're trying to say is that it would be ungood. Scrolling through. So what's the speculation for the future of the WB? That's literally what we're talking about right now, sir. That's literally what we are talking about. Reggie should have my internet. I only wished I had. You got a 10 cup and a string? What are you doing over there, brother? Yeah. Some places, I've lived a lot of places, as you guys know, and the internet can be really rough in certain parts of the country. No doubt about it. When I was in Plainville, Connecticut, it was ungood. Let me see. I'm with you on the Comcast hate. If I ever win Powerball, I'm going to set up an ISP just to give free internet to Comcast. I used to call them. When my internet used to go, I used to call them and say, so do I get money back as a result of not being able to use the service that you're supposed to be providing me at this time, right? They never liked those calls, and I never really saw real money taken off of my account. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I guess because NBC Universal is their media entertainment arm. That you could be right. So I asked a question earlier for those that weren't paying attention here about why there was the comment that NBC Universal would potentially buy Warner Brothers. And the idea here is that it's almost like a peer-to-peer, I guess, purchase instead of the larger organization. So scrolling through, did he say that 60 to 70% of a given market? Oh, that is well done. That is well done. It could be the fact that I have allergies, that's why you heard it that way. Vox, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you scrolling through. Good thing DC is not a wrestling business, or else Vince, there you go, would have bought it. There you go. Scrolling through some comments here, but they might do a buy some of characters from DC. You know, even that, bro, I think would be tough. Even that. I mean, you know, I think that I've seen a couple of articles out there that have spoken about that, like things that have happened in the past. I always struggle with the notion of any company, you know, licensing out their IP in this day and age, because IP is so valuable, not just from the standpoint of comics, right? But from the standpoint of all the merchandising that goes with it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's the fact that I struggle with giving up control of things that I own. Maybe that's part of it, but you know, anything's possible, right? Anything is possible. I think when an organization potentially finds themselves in a precarious situation, I think that you know, you put things on the table. You put things on the table that you otherwise would not have done, right? To save yourself. And when you're under the gun, the way that David Zaslav is, the fact that you have $3 billion in synergies that you're supposed to cut, I think by 2024, you're $50 billion in debt as a result of this merger. Potentially you see your way out as the licensing of characters to somebody else to maybe at least make some money off of the IP. So who knows? Just fire Jim Lee already so he can come back to Marvel. I'm all for that, brother. I'm all for that. My Fios rocks. I won't ever move, says Bulldog. See, now you're just bragging. You're just bragging with that fiber optic stuff, man. I remember when I lived in Cali, they dug up the streets, and I was like, man, the fiber optic is coming. Not to my neighborhood, even though they dug up the street to lay the pipe. Scrolling through, maybe the Gibbon gang needs to take DC in a hostile takeover. Brother, if we had that kind of money, do you know what we would do? If we had that kind of money, sir, we would be, it would be crazy. Scrolling up there, it's bad. I have fiber optic way up here in the north, says Mark. That's what's up. Scrolling through, there you go. Enjoying the newer Spider-Verse and Gambit. That's what's up. Scrolling through some of the comments, I'm way behind. Let me catch up just a little bit. But DC, yeah. So what I would say is one of the things, man, that Marvel did back in the day when they were struggling with bankruptcy is I think that's when they sold off or licensed out some of the SpiderMan stuff. And, you know, maybe that saved them. I don't know. But to some degree or another, some may say it actually hinders them now because they don't have access to Spider-Man the way that they should, right? They don't have the freedom to maybe do everything that they would want to do with him. They have these deals in place that allow them some flexibility, but imagine if you just owned all your stuff, right? The downside, of course, is that if you go out of business, you're not doing anything. So it'll be really interesting. So for those folks that may have come in a little late, we spent a little bit of time talking about the trouble that Warner Brothers Discovery is in. This article just kind of tees up the whole question about the future of Warner Brothers Discovery, given that they are $50 billion in the hole. You know, them finding a Kevin Feige-like person may be the least of their worries, given everything that is happening with their debt load, with their stock price, and with the media scrutiny that David Zaslav is currently under. And again, a lot of people choosing not to be associated with them right now because of some of the stuff that is actually going on. So, all right, let me go ahead and take that off the screen. I'm gonna go back to the chat real quick. Can't type out the name of the Gibbon sauce. My autocorrect. Let me see. You guys are hilarious. Let me scroll through real quick. There you go. There you go, man. It hamstrings you. It hamstrings you to some degree or another, and you get really awful movies. You get really, but I guess you get some money, right? SpiderMan to Sony, X-Men to Fox, Hulk to Paramount. There you go. And look how long it's taken them to reassemble those parts, right? How much money did they have to pay in order to bring those parts back together? And you look at it, it is reported that they pay an obscene amount of money to recover the rights to the X-Men theme song, right? No, that's a completely different topic. Scratch that one. Dave, your point is well taken. Your point is well taken, brother. Scrolling through. Okay, I think I'm all caught up. I think I'm all caught up. All right, cool. All right, so another maybe a positive piece of news that is coming out is that Peacemaker season 2 is definitely moving forward. Again, this is something that I covered in my updates on Instagram Reels and also YouTube Short. I do believe I covered it there. But Peacemaker season 2 is a lock. We heard from James Gunn recently that season 2 is definitely going down. I think he's either finished writing it or getting close to writing the entire season. But Peacemaker season 2 filming update shared by James Gunn. Long and short of it, season 2 is about to start filming. He put something up on the Twitters that basically confirmed that he is going to be seeing the entire cast again relatively soon. It says, with the state of the DC extended universe largely in flux, James Gunn has shared a promising Peacemaker season 2 filming update. And it says, created and primarily directed by Gunn, the HBO Max serves as a sequel to The Suicide Squad and follows John Cena as Peacemaker as he is roped into another mission to track down parasite aliens known as butterflies. And I struggled with Peacemaker and the first season of the first couple of episodes, but after a while I stuck with it and it actually turned out to be pretty darn good. And it says Peacemaker scored similar critical acclaim as the Suicide Squad for James Gunn's unique writing and humor, the action sequences, and the performance of its cast, namely Cena, Brooks, and Stroma. Says with the show also beating out the book of Boba Fett. I did not realize that. Boba Fett was like watching paint dry in some places, but with the show also beating out the book of Boba Fett for the most in-demand title during its run, HBO Max swiftly greenlit Peacemaker season 2 with Gunn returning to write and direct all episodes. That was part of what I revealed the other day. I think he wrote all the episodes in season 1, but did not direct. I want to say maybe 2 to 3 of them. Dave, you might have to correct me on that. I think you're pretty knowledgeable about this stuff. So, but it looks like with season 2, James Gunn is going to write and direct all of the episodes. We don't know how many we will get in season 2, but we will see. My guess is that it's going to depend upon how much money they paid him and, how long he can make a story run. So I'm definitely excited about season 2 of Peacemaker. Again, I felt like the show started a little slow for me personally, but I'm glad that I stuck with it because it turned out to be pretty darn good. And I think a lot of other folks out there would agree. So let me go to the chat real quick. Couple of questions for you guys. Boba Fett I completely agree. Anytime the Mandalorian showed up, I was like, oh, this is dope. This is a dope show. And then he would go away and I would watch the rest of it. And this is ungood. I like the guy that played Boba Fett, but there's something about the Mandalorian character that I truly enjoyed. Those episodes were just better in my mind than just the regular episodes of Boba Fett. So it'll be interesting if we get a Boba Fett season 2. It'll be interesting to see if that actually happens. So let me script more Judo Master, please. The Judo Master. What was he eating? Cheetos or Flaming Hot Cheetos? What was the dude eating? He was funny. No doubt about that. Let me scroll through some of the comments here. Let me see. James Gunn has a monopoly on good storytelling, sir. On good storytelling, because he does a really, really good job. Do you really want to take season 2? You guys are hilarious. I'm scrolling through some of the comments here. Bring back Buried Alien to the Marvel 616, aka Barry Allen, says Liger style. All right, I think I'm all caught up. So again, big question here. Do you guys want to see a season 2 of Peacemaker? Would you want to see season 3? And should Universal buy Warner Brothers? I'm curious about that. I'm curious what you guys think about that. Would that be a good move? As I glance down here at this, sheet here, I realized that I did not give you guys a preview of some of the content that's going to be coming out from the channel. It's literally in the title of the show, Ready, Set, Go preview show. So I'll do that in a hot second. Let me do it. There we go. James Gunn directed 5 of the 8. Thank you. So I was not too far off. So thank you for that, brother. Definitely appreciate that. The Black Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum? Is that how you say it? I think that's it. Was awesome on Boba Fett. No doubt about that. I like to rename Boba Fett to Mondo 2.0. Scrolling through. Let me see. All right, cool. I think I'm all caught up. All right, so let me give you guys a rundown of some of the content. I got so excited to talk about my allergy attack. All right, so let me give you guys a rundown. Michael Turner. That's one of the videos dropping this week. We've looked at some really cool stuff from Jim Lee, from Todd McFarlane, and now we are going to do Michael Turner. That's going down. Michael Turner. We're also going to talk about some really awesome Wolverine books, really cool video that I put together for that. Oh, I should also tell you, in one of the videos this week, I actually team up with another member of the community. I did a little bit of a collaboration. Shout out to that member of the community, who will be revealed when you actually watch the video. The last video this week is a little bit of a TBD. I have a TBD. I have a couple of videos that I have recorded, and I want to record one more and use that video instead. So I'm trying to figure it out. I want to figure out whether I have the time this week to record the video that I want to record, or whether I'm going to release something else. So for the moment, I'm only going to talk about Michael Turner and some really cool Wolverine books. In addition to that, we will be doing the Comics Today show on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My guest is all lined up, and it's going to be a continuation of a conversation that we had recently. We're going to build upon that conversation. I hope you all will tune in for that. So just as a reminder, pre-recorded videos Monday, Tuesday, Thursday are released at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The live show on Wednesday is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in addition to that, we're going to release one podcast this week on Monday. And the podcast, Regie Collects, is available on all of the podcasting platforms that are out there. You just search Regie Collects and you can find me. Herman says, you had me at hello. You had me at Michael Turner. That's what's up. People are not going to sleep tonight. You guys are hilarious. Nice love collaborations. Oh snap. What if Kim Kardashian buys DC from Warner Brothers because she was rejected by Marvel and DC? Ungood. Yes, it would be ungood. It would be ungood. Probably like one of those marriages. Michael Turner was the man, loved his covers. That's what's up. It's good to see you, brother. Michael Turner, my ears are burning. Tina's on the deck here. Trev is RIP. There you go. Michael Turner, enough said. It's going down. It's going down. I had this epiphany for this series of videos that you guys are seeing right now. Call it the must-have. It's must-have books. And so I've had a series of these that are being coming out. I think folks are kind of sort of enjoying them. I think the one that I did on Todd McFarlane has been viewed like 5,000 times, or getting close to 5,000. I may have rounded that up aggressively. So bear with me as somebody fact checks me on that. Marco Turner had such a cool, unique style, weird personal observation. I loved his version of the Superman logo. I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. I cannot tell you what his Superman logo looked like off the top of my head. I can tell you what his Batman looked like, but I am getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of. Hey, do the Blue Wrenches need to put Liger Style on timeout? I am so joking. We don't put our friends on timeout. We don't do that. All right. So we just covered off on Peacemaker. Let me go ahead and take that off the screen. So the next thing that I am curious about, this. I want to know whether you guys are excited about this. I shared this also on the Instagram the other day. A lot of people commented, not a lot, but I mean, no, let me take that back. A lot of people commented, but there was a handful of comments that were like, no, this would be a bad idea. And I want to know what you guys think about this. Alan, how you doing, brother? Climbing Comics is up in the house. It's good to see you, brother. So let me go ahead and share this, and I want to get you all's opinion on whether this is a good idea or not. So recently we spoke about Charlie Cox reprising his role as Daredevil, and they are dropping a new Daredevil series on Disney Plus called Born Again. And as I spoke about, this is not a continuation of the Netflix series. This is a complete reboot of Daredevil. And there's the possibility that they won't be using Frank Miller's material as the source for the Disney Plus show, the way that they did for Netflix. They may look at some other writers that have contributed to Daredevil storytelling. And there's a lot of people out there that prefer certain writers for Daredevil. So we will see where they find their home with this new series, Daredevil Born Again. But Charlie Cox, who is the actor that plays Daredevil, has gone on record making some statements, and I want to get you all's opinion of this. The other big thing here, of course, is that they are now going to be doing 18 episodes. We're going to get 18 episodes of Daredevil instead of 13 episodes per season, the way that we did on Netflix. So a whole lot more content. But as you can see from this headline, Charlie Cox, which is this guy right here, wants more legal drama in Daredevil Born Again. Is this a good idea? Is this a good thing or a bad thing? And it says one of the most beloved cameos in Spider-Man No Way Home was Charlie Cox's appearance as Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. And it says in a recent interview with the Hollywood Reporter, Charlie revealed that he's grateful the studio had the confidence to order 18 episodes of the series, far more than he ever had in a single season at Netflix. Again, they had 13 total. He says, we know they're going to be 18 episodes, and that's kind of mind-blowing to me. There's even more content than we were doing before, which at the time felt like a lot. He says, I hope that does what I hope that does is gives us longer to really live in the characters and spend more time in Matt Murdock's world as a lawyer, and still have all the cool Daredevil superhero stuff, but to really live in his world and ground the show in the day-to-day life of someone who's a lawyer. I think that would be really interesting. Potentially he wants this because he wants more freedom, more space to actually be able to act versus, punch people in the face. Marvel Studios clearly knows a thing or two about combining superhero action with legal drama, as demonstrated by the successful She-Hulk Attorney at Law show. And it says, while Daredevil Born Again will clearly try to differentiate itself from She-Hulk and establish its own voice, Charlie has complete confidence in Marvel's ability to produce a winning series. So the question again is, would it be a good thing for them to show more Matt Murdock and maybe a little less of Daredevil? So I want to know what you guys think. Matt Murdock is a lawyer. The show can't just be about Daredevil exploits, says Black Comic Lords. Let me see what else. The Born Again arc in the DC Comics was very good, says Mark. That's what's up. Is Charlie Cox saying he wants a Daredevil LA law team? Well done. Well done. Let me see. He better have those double D's on his chest too. I think the article actually did talk about that. The article talked a little bit. I think it was this one. It talked about the double D's. 1 hour. We don't know yet. We don't know. Fingers crossed that they're going to be 1 hour episodes. You would assume it would be a longer episode. Fingers crossed that we don't get some short stuff. I think it would be good. Let DD be a lawyer. Just make it. Here's the thing. Oh no, Blue. I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't matter to me how long the season is if the episodes are good. I say that because of what happened with Luke Cage on Netflix. That show, according to the writers, that season should have been 8 episodes. They stretched it to 13, and a lot of it was trash. A lot of it was trash. It probably would have been better at 8. So it's like, let the writers decide how long it should be. Let them tell a really good story. And if they can tell 18 solid, I'm all for it. If they need 20, take the time. Take the time, give me 20 solid episodes. I'll sign up for it. But you know, don't cram a bunch of stuff in and make it really, really bad. So let me see. I'm scrolling through. Charlie Cox was awesome. Yes, indeed, he was. Liger style. All right, I'm scrolling back down. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Luke Cage season 2 was just way too. That's the one. It wasn't season 1. It was season 2. You're right. And I think it was 13. And I think I saw something that said the writers it was supposed to be 8 or something like that. Let me see. I think the current comic he's in, Daredevil full-time with no Matt Murdock. Anybody reading that? I don't know, Herman. Somebody's gonna have to answer that one for you, brother. Longer episodes will be great. Too much story to tell. There you go. Scrolling through, like Jessica Jones and Iron. I don't know if I can agree with you on the Iron Fist. I don't know about that. Jessica Jones, I did enjoy. I enjoyed Jessica Jones. I did enjoy that one. My wife actually watched some of that, but Iron Fist was like a fist to the face. It was just, or some other body part. It was painful. Scrolling through some of the comments, She-Hulk can represent Iron Fist. Let me see. Crossover Daredevil versus She-Hulk League of Drama. There you go. All right. So it seems like some folks are actually in favor of it. No, what is Noel saying? Here, let's read this one. So it says, it's okay. It's an opportunity to show the contrast and relationship of two aspects of Daredevil's character. One is a lawyer who solves issues by the book, and another as one who does it by his own book, technically by his fist, or with the book pressed against your face with his fist on the other side. Black comic lawyers, tell us how you really feel. It was kind of trash. It was kind of trash. Scrolling through some of the comments. That guy they had playing Danny Rand didn't know any martial arts. That's a huge mistake. Yeah, you could be right about that. It's important that the character be able to actually live up to the role. Like Charlie Cox, in my opinion, is Matt Murdock. He does a really good job as Daredevil. It was like John Bernthal. Is that how you say his name? John as the Punisher. Fantastic. I saw a clip on the social media this weekend where he was in The Walking Dead and he started running. He was like, what is that? And he started running. And I was like, that's the Punisher right there. He just embodies the character incredibly well. And I think the casting for Daredevil and the casting for Punisher were really well done. I mean, honestly, the casting for Jessica Jones was solid. The casting for Luke Cage was solid. I mean, again, I felt like the I can't remember the black guy's name, but I follow him on Instagram, but I don't know his name. Him as Luke Cage, he was spot on. I felt like he was Luke Cage. I really do. Some of these guys really do a solid job. All right, cool. So I'm all caught up on that. So the next one last one of these. There again, it's just a slew of TV stuff right now. A slew of TV stuff. Want to get you guys' opinion on whether there should be another season of Miss Marvel. And this is a show that a lot of people, I think, have kind of struggled with. You know, I think a lot of people tuned into the show thinking it was going to be like other superhero shows. And I personally feel that it's for a younger audience. At least that's my belief. And that's not to say that it's bad. My feeling was that this may resonate with a younger audience. And the show, I think, was pretty well received. And there's the possibility that Miss Marvel will get a season 2. And I do believe that would make Miss Marvel the only other show on Disney Plus from Marvel that will get a second season. I think the only other one is Luke Cage. And so, again, there's a possibility that we may get a season 2. It's unclear whether we'll get season 2 before or after the Marvels, where Kamala Khan is set to appear. But there's some room. If you watch the finale, there appears to have been some room for them to do a season 2 and to tell more stories about Kamala. So again, a lot of people I think do like this show. There's a lot of others out there that it wasn't quite for them. I watched a couple of episodes. I enjoyed some of it. Some of it I didn't, and I think that that's actually okay. I think it's actually okay for some things to get by you and to let other people have some enjoyment. So my kids enjoy Miss Marvel, and now they have some of her comics. That's what's up. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Not everything can be for, a 46-year-old dude. You know what I'm saying? There has to be some stuff out there for other people. And again, I watched a couple episodes and they weren't bad. I just felt that overall the show wasn't for me. Maybe it was for the children out there. So let me see. I am not in the demographic for Miss Marvel, but there you go. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. A lot of you guys did like it. There you go. Liger Styles, like it was fun. Says young at heart. That's what's up, brother. That's what's up. I appreciate that. What is that? I haven't seen that. Berthenthal is now in the show on Showtime, American Gigolo. That's okay. That's all right. There is still time. There is still time for him to come back and be the Punisher because he was dope. If the Punisher was in The Walking Dead, there wouldn't be any problem with any more of the undead. They'd be no doubt. There you go, Mike. There you go. He's on another show as well. I think it's like a paranormal show or something like that. I want to say I may have watched 1 or 2 episodes of that. As you all know, I kind of bounce around. And I watch an episode here, episode there. I actually finished watching Moonfall, and it was okay. The ending of it was okay. But I kind of bounce around and watch some stuff. And, then occasionally I will just binge watch big time on some stuff. So maybe Disney will green light Sandman season 2. We talked about this, Doug. We talked about this. I don't think you were here. I think you had a meeting or something like that. But I did discuss at the end of another show how the writers are actually working on this. The Writers Guild has a second season that is denoted on the website, but that of course does not mean that it's greenlit by the studio. You've sent me a couple of articles that point to the possibility that they will greenlight a second season. Only time will tell. There was somebody earlier in the live stream that was actually talking about how good the Sandman series was. They just finished watching it. So fingers crossed that it actually goes down. And I can tell you, I haven't finished watching it. I don't even remember what episode I'm on, but I still have not gotten through it. But sooner or later, I will finish it up. So, all right, watch a cartoon for the love of all that is holy. No, sir. No, sir. I will not eat fried Oreos, and I will not watch a cartoon. I'm just not going to do it, sir. I'm not going to do it. It's not going to happen. If it happens, I'll tell you. There's some things I can't get into them. I cannot get into them. I think I'm going to change the wall out. Possibly when I turn this camera off. I need to think about it. What should the theme be? Let me know what you think the theme of the wall should be. Potentially by the time I go live on Wednesday, I will have switched the wall out. So let me know what you guys think about that. Netflix has a show, has a big day on September 24th. My fingers are crossed for an announcement. Says Doug. What's on the September 24th? What is Big Day the theme, or is there like an investors thing or something like that? What is going on the 24th, sir? What is that? Should be all indie comics, Halloween-ish, says Tina. Villains. There we go. See what else you guys are putting up. Halloween, I saw that. Conan. So you want a blank wall? Is that what you're saying, sir? Are you asking for a blank wall? Because I think I have no Conan no Conan slabs in the collection. I think I have like 3. Books, total books up in here. Let me see. I'm scrolling through. Halloween, says Herman. Conan, Frogballer. Don't encourage him, please. Please don't encourage him. A wall of all good girl covers. Oof, that's a tall order too. That, sir, would be a tall order. Halloween would be tough for me, I think. I don't even know if I have enough horror books to fill one row, to be honest. And I love horror stuff. I just don't buy a whole lot of horror comics, you know? There we go. Netflix global fan event called Tutum? Is that a spelling error, sir? Is that a spell? What? I've never heard. Let me search for that real quick because I don't know what that is. It's a festival. There we go. Fuel Your Desires Festival or Global Fan Event was initially a Brazilian pop culture event that covers Netflix original films and television series. Wikipedia, shout out to Wikipedia for putting me in the know. They actually hit me up for a donation the other day. I made a donation a year ago. They hit me up for some more money. Michael Turner Wall, there you go. Doug is making some stuff up. Put some posters or fan art up from the past. SpiderMan villain wall. Okay, so there's a couple of ideas. Regie needs to discover Conan in comics. I'm starting a petition. Red cover wall. There we go. Yeah, doing all spooky type of characters on the wall like Blade. Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm gonna noodle it, and then I'll see great artists or first covers. Some of the challenge with some of these, not that I'm opposed to any of them, is that I don't always have slabs that fit the bill, right? And when you do a mixture of raw books and slabs, it looks funny. If you do all raw books, they look really, really small back there. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Mutants. Climbing Comics is like mutants. Just mutants anything, give it to me. We'll make that magic happen. All right. So a couple of things I will noodle. Definitely want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit. As I mentioned, there are some cool videos that are going to be coming out from the channel this week. We're going to have some Wolverine books, some Michael Turner stuff going down, and a to be determined video. We'll see whether I can find some time to make some magic happen. But I definitely want to encourage you guys to tune in for the live stream on Wednesday. We're going to be doing comics today. We have a guest all lined up that's going to come on and chat with me just a little bit. Yeah, Venom, I would say that there are a couple of people here in this room right now that can probably throw up a couple of things. Mark, I'm looking at you. You read a ton of comics. Throw up here for Venom 81 a couple of horror books, modern horror books that he may want to check out. There are so many jokes that I can make right now. Okay, there are so many jokes. I am not touching that one at all. Not going to touch that one at all. Ooh, you never know. You never know what might end up on the wall. Anyway, with that said, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed the show. And if you did, like Tina just said, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel for some strange reason, I want to encourage you to do that now. Just go ahead and tap that button, turn on notifications, and that way you won't miss out on any of the content that comes out from my channel. If you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.
My body ate itself until it found its passion. They got fat while we starved, but it's power in fasting. Until I turn to ashes, I remain stoic through my rap heroics. I painted 10,000 poems, then I drank the potion of poetry and motion. I started choking, it was potent. My throat chakra downloaded, knowledge hungry. I was embarrassed I could ask my parents for money when I had a full tummy. So I asked for wisdom, better than crypto, sweeter than honey. I don't take it for granted, I don't wear capes and masks.